Hello student, welcome to all of you. This is the second chapter of your English book. In fact, the second part of the second chapter, and the topic name is the Sanaiya Bismillah Khan. So the lesson we are going to discuss is about Mr. Bismillah Khan. In fact, Ustad Bismillah Khan. He was a great Sahnai player, and for this reason he awarded by the greatest Indian civilian award, Bharat Ratna. So let's see what the story is actually telling us. Basically, the lesson is about Ustad Bismillah Khan. He was a great Sahnai player in India. He is a legend because he did something which had historical significance. He played the Sahnai on the day India got independence, 15 August 1947, at the Red Fort, Lal Killa, before the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, gave his speech. But before that, Bismillah Khan played the Sahnai in order to signify something auspicious. Auspicious means something very valuable. When, as like in Hindi we say, very sagun, बहुत ही शुभ. So something auspicious for the whole country was about to happen. India was about to get freedom, and so on that occasion, Bismillah Khan played the Sahnai, and so he is a legend. So student, let's see the story of this chapter one by one. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence, for it had a still unpleasant sound. So pungi was a musical instrument, the predecessor of the Sahnai. You can say it was the first form of the Sahnai. In fact, Sahnai was the successor of the pungi. Before Sahnai, there was a instrument existed. It was pungi. When the Mughal ruled India, when the India was in the hand of Mughals emperors, and before that Britishers came, there was a very famous Mughal ruler named Aurangzeb. He did not allow the pungi he played in his royal residence because he felt that because it had a still means very sharp, unpleasant sound. Pungi became the generic name for readers, noisemaker. So, generic means a name given to a class या group as a whole. जो groupist होते हैं, that is called generic. And there is another term that is coming in between, that is the reeds. What is the reeds? Musical instrument, as like flute, clarinet. When we talk about in Hindi, there is a bansuri. These are all made by the bamboos like that, and that's why it's reeds. So any musical instrument which is made with reeds, like we have flutes, clarinets, they all are classified as pungi. So pungi is a broad term for any type of instrument which used with to produce sound. Few had thought that it would one day be revived. Revived means brought back to life, means कोई चीज़ हो उसको फिर से जीवित कर देना, उसको बोलते हैं brought back to life, फिर से that is called revive. So one day no one thought that one day such noise makers which made unpleasant sound would be played and their sound would be liked by the audience. A barber of a family profession musician who had access to the royal palace decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. So, tonal quality means sound, unpleasant sound. So, in the ancient time, there was a barber who belonged to a family of professional musicians, and he wanted to play pungi, but because of unpleasant sound, he was feeling awkward. So, he decided to improve the sound quality of this. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the pungi, and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. So hollow means empty from inside, जो अंदर से खाली हो. तो this barber took a pipe which was a hollow stem. It was longer and broader than the pungi. He made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. When he played on it, closing and opening some of these holes, soft and melodious sounds were produced. So, then he blew air into the pipe and closed and opened different holes. He found that soft and melodious sound were produced when he did like this. He played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed. So when the barber played this instrument in the royal court, everyone liked the sound produced by it. In fact, the barber was impressed. All the courtiers were impressed by this sound. The instrument, so different from the pungi, had to be given a new name. So the royal court thought that this instrument was different from the pungi, and so it should have a different name also. As the story goes, since it was first played in the Shah's chambers and was played by a nai, means barber, the instrument was named the Sehnai, means the name of the Sehnai was given by the mix up of the Shah and nai equal to Sehnai. So now there is a story behind the name given to this instrument. अब इस नाम के पीछे भी एक बहुत बड़ी कहानी है. This instrument was played for the first time in the royal residence of the Shah because this जो instrument था Sehnai, it was first played in the court of the Shah. Shah मतलब Mughal emperors. Shah was name given to kings. Mughals called the kings as such. As the nai, that is the Indian terms used for a barber, had played it for the first time, they called it Sehnai. So the first part is Sah, which stands for Sah, and the second part Nai, that is a barber. So this instrument was named as Sehnai. Means Sah means king and Nai barber equal to Sehnai. So like this instrument got its name. The sound of the Sehnai began to be considered auspicious. So the sound which was produced by Sehnai was considered to be a very auspicious, very valuable, very soundable, and so it was played on good occasions like wedding, festivals, birth of the new baby, as it all. And for this reason, it is still played in the temples and is an indispensable components of any North Indian wedding. So here the terms which means indispensable means something which is necessary or important. Something which is very necessary or which is very important means without which there cannot be any work successful. So that term which means indispensable means होता है something which is necessary or important. So you can hear Sehnai being played at many temples and at weddings also. In fact, especially in South Indian wedding, it is most important auspicious musical instrument. In South Indian wedding, there is no any wedding or any festival is celebrated without the instrument of Sehnai. In the past, the Sehnai was part of the Naubat, a traditional assemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts. Till recently, it was used only in temple and weddings. So, ensemble means things considered as a group. Something that is found in group, that is called ensemble. So, the Sehnai was a part of the Naubat. Now, what is the Naubat? Naubat is a Urdu words, and it means a traditional assemble, groupism. That means a traditional group of 9 musical instruments. The group of 9 musical instruments is called Naubat. So these 9 musical instruments were played at the royal court, and Sehnai was also a part of Naubat. Till recently, it was used only in temples and weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Star Bismillah Khan. So the Sahnai was played at the king's court, in temples, and at weddings. It was used on stage in a performance, and the credit for that goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan, who was a legendary Sahnai player, and people wanted to hear him play the Sahnai. So it is not the matter of saying that Sahnai was only created by Bismillah Khan. No, it was already existing in the world. It was from the ancient time, but the credit goes to make it famous to मिस्टर बिस्मिल्लाह खान. मतलब जो क्रेडिट है इसको फेमस करने का ये जाता है बिस्मिल्लाह खान को जाता है. As a 5-year-old, Bismillah Khan played gilli danda near a pond in the ancient state of Dumrao in Bihar. So when Bismillah Khan was 5 years old, he lived in an old state named Dumrao. Dumrao is now in the state of Bihar. In present day Bihar state, now Dumrao you will find out a search in the Google, so that will show in the state of Bihar. He used to play gilli danda, an old sports quite similar to cricket. I know I do not have to tell so much about gilli danda because all of you are familiar of these things. He would regularly go to nearby Bihariji temple to sing the Bhojpuri Chaitra, at the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg, a prize given by the local Maharaja. So also he would go to the nearby Bihariji temple. Although Bismillah Khan was a Muslim, he would go to the temple and he would sing this song Chaitra, Chait in Bhojpuri language. When he would finish reciting the song, he would get a big laddu as a reward, and the weight of that laddu was 1.25 kg. This was a prize or award given to Bismillah Khan by local Maharaja for singing the Chaitra. Means whatever was sung by him, in the return of that he was get an award. This happened 80 years ago, and the little boy has travelled to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. So the writer says that this incident occurred when Bismillah Khan was 5 years old, and that he would got this laddu as a reward, and after 80 years, Bismillah Khan earned the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. So the distance that he has travelled in his life, it was so much impressive and praiseworthy. Born on 21st March 1916, Bismillah belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. So Bismillah Khan was born on 21st March 1916 in a family of musicians in Bihar state. His grandfather Rasul Bakhsh Khan was the Sahnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's Court. His father Paigambar Bakhsh and other parental ancestors were also great Sahnai player. So the lineage on his father's side was full of great Sahnai players. Means it was the profession of his family, that his father, his grandfather, all involved in playing Sahnai. In fact, we can say that Bismillah Khan ji acquired the skill of playing the Sahnai from his ancestors. His grandfather was a great Sahnai player. He played the Sahnai in the court of Bhojpur kings. His father and all parental ancestors, means पिता और उनके जो पूर्वज थे, were also great Sahnai players. The young boy took to music early in life. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Banaras, now it is called Varanasi, Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncle practice the Sahnai. So Bismillah Khan also started learning music at a very early age of the life. And when Bismillah Khazi was just 3 years old, his mother took him to parental house. Parental house मतलब ननिहाल, मामा का घर, to his maternal uncle. They lived in Banaras, and when Bismillah Khan saw his maternal uncles play the Sahnai, he was attracted towards it. Means he was got fascinated, and he also wanted to learn playing it. Soon Bismillah Khan started accompanying his uncle Ali Baksh to the Vishnu temple of Banaras, where Baksh was employed to play the Sahnai. So Bismillah Khan started going with his uncle. ये अपने मामा के साथ उन्होंने जाना शुरू कर दिया. Whose name was Ali Baksh, to the Vishnu temple in Banaras. Ali Baksh was on a duty to play the Sahnai at the Vishnu temple of Banaras. So here Ali Baksh would play the Sahnai, and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours on end. So captivated means attract. On end means for a very long time without stopping or continuous. That is not going to end. When Bismillah Khan was his uncle's Ali Baksh play the Sahnai, he would get attracted towards it, that he would sit there for hours listening to him play the Sahnai. Slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maya and the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts, where he could practice in solitude. The following waters of the Ganga inspired him to improve and invent rags that were earlier considered to be beyond the rags of the Sahnai. So gradually, Bismillah Khan also started learning playing the Sahnai, and he would practice throughout the day. He never got tired. He was so captivated by Sahnai, means he was so interested in to play Sahnai. You know, apprentice means क्या होता है? Training. Haunt means place you like to come where more and more, and solitude means being alone. So for many years, Ustad Bismillah Khan remained in Banaras. He would visit the temple of Balaji, temple of Mangala Gauri, and would remain on the bank of river Ganga, where he would practice playing the Sahnai all by himself. जहाँ पे वो अकेले रह के सहनाई की प्रैक्टिस किया करते थे, because it was so fascinated place for him. Here we come to know about the talent of Ustad Bismillah Khan. He was so inspired and motivated by the river Ganga. Means he was very motivated and very dedicated to the river Ganga. It provoked him to improve his performance, and he also improved his performance also really. He also invented many rags that were considered impossible to be produced by a Sahnai. Means to be around at the bank of the river Ganga, he was trying to bring the Sahnai, and by doing that he created so many rags, and it is called that these rags that were made by him, created by him, was impossible to produce by a Sahnai, and this credit goes to all Ustad Bismillah Khan. And Mr. Bismillah Khan worked hard and invented different sound with the Sahnai. At the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. So, when Bismillah Khan was 14 years of age, he accompanied his maternal uncle, means अपने maternal uncle अपने मामा के साथ वो गए, whose name was Ali Baksh, to the Allahabad, that is now known as Prayagraj, for a musical concert या conference. At the end of his recital, Ustad Bismillah Khan patted the young boy's back and said, "Work hard and you shall make it." So, Ustad Fayyaz Khan, he was a rewarded classical vocalist. Another great person who was a vocalist was impressed by his performance. He was impressed by the performance of Mr. Bismillah Khan and said that if he worked hard like that, he would make make a name in the field of music. With the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismillah Khan's big break. He soon became an often heard Sehnai player on radio. And when India gained independence on 15 August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Sehnai. He poured his heart out into Rag Kafi from the Red Fort to an audience which includes Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Thrust with Destiny speech. So, when the All India Radio started its radio station at Lucknow, Ustad Bismillah Khan started performing from there. Often his Sehnai performance would be on air. Ustad Bismillah Khan was the first Indian to greet the entire nation through his Sehnai. He played the Sehnai from the Red Fort on the memorable occasion. The rags या sound या melody that was played by Ustad Bismillah Khan on the occasion of the independence of India was Rag Kafi, means that was being performed by him on the Independence Day was called Rag Kafi, and he played it from the Red Fort. After his performance, the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, gave his famous speech, Thirsty with Destiny. So student, the next part will be covered in the next video. Till then, you all have to revise and recite this chapter. Thank you.